Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is local and global communication in multicultural settings. My name is John Mark Bitoon.
My name is Nimrod Arcacolba.
My name is Adrian C. Canoy.
And
This is our objective. Learning outcomes. At the end of this chapter, students are expected to determine culturally appropriate terms, expression, and image, sensitivity to gender, race, class, among the others. Adapt cultural and intercultural awareness and sensitivity in communication of ideas.
Explain na to.
This is our topic,
Ako'y.
culture and intercultural communication. Number 2, discovering multicultural vitality, barriers in intercultural communication, sensitivity to socio-cultural dimension of communication, progressing on intercultural communication skill, enabling successful intercultural communication, varieties and registers of spoken and written language. This is our introduction.
basa.
Globalization and multiculturalism. Today, we are in the era of globalization, defined as the increasing economic, political, and cultural integration and interdependence of diverse cultures, leading to a worldwide integration of humanity. One closely related concept is diversity, which involves recognizing and valuing differences across factors such as age, gender, race, ethnicity, ability, religion, education, marital status, sexual orientation, and income. Multiculturalists are individuals who respect and engage with people from distinctly different cultures.
Globalization means the world is becoming more connected through the economy, politics, and culture, bringing different people and culture closer together. A related idea in diversity, which means understanding and appreciating differences like age, gender. Globalization means the world is becoming more connected through the economy, politics, and culture, bringing different people and cultures closer together. A related idea is diversity, which means understanding and appreciating differences like age, gender, race, religion, and more. Multiculturalists are people who respect and interact with others from different cultural backgrounds. Culture and intercultural communications. Definition of culture. Breslin, 1993, defines culture as ideas, values, and assumptions about life shared among people, guiding specific behaviors. Edward Hall emphasized that culture is communication and communication is culture, leading us how to say hello and goodbye, when to speak or to say silent, how to act to different emotion, where to focus our eyes and others' social cues.
Social cause.
Culture defines identity, action, thoughts, speech, and listening. Intercultural communication. Samova and Porter, 1997, describe intercultural communication as communication between people with distinct cultural perceptions and symbol system, affecting interpretations and meaning sharing. So, here's are the types included. I include interracial communication occurs between people of different races. For example, here we have the Indiano and me, I have the Americano. Yeah, speak Indo.
Indo.
So that's our communication, interracial communication.
What Indo?
Different race.
Eh,
Kasi katawa dun.
Interethnic communication involves individuals with different ethnic backgrounds. International communications take place between people presenting political structures, and Interactual communication involves communication among members of the same race, ethnic, or cultural interaction. Communication is unavoidable and calls for behavior that minimize strangeness by understanding, copying with uncertainty, and recognizing cultural diversity, which improves communication, competence, and challenges the nation of cultural superiority.
Superiority. Barriers in intercultural communication. One big problem in intercultural communication is relying on stereotypes which affects how people interact and respond to each other. George Bernard Shaw once said that the biggest issue with communication is thinking it has already happened when it hasn't. According to Lonenbergs, there are four main barriers or noisy that make communications difficult. 1. Process barriers. Communication has steps, and if one step fails, it creates problems. For example, if a Spanish-speaking worker tries to explain a problem on an English-speaking boss, they may have trouble understanding each other. Number 2, physical barriers.
Number 2, physical barriers. These are physical things that get in the way, like phone calls, noisy surroundings, or distance between people. These barriers can often be removed. So, number 3,
Semantic barriers. These happen because of differences in language, word, meaning, or cultural misunderstandings. For example, denotative barriers. Word with multiple meaning like lead, metal, or to guide.
Denotative barriers. Words that carry different emotional meanings like God or startled.
Psychosocial barrier.
Ako na.
Hindi. Hindi ko kalitok.
Psychological barrier. These include personal and social factors like background, values, and feelings. For example, fields of experience. People may have different life experience or belief. Second is filtering. People only hear what matches their interests or feelings. So, physiological distance. For example, if a boss acts condescending, it can make employee feel uncomfortable and less willing to communicate.
Yes, sir.
Understanding these barriers help us improve communication across cultures.
Ano to ko dyan?
High context communication. High context cultures communicate through indirect cues like body language, social customs, and implied meaning. Low context culture, usually individualistic, rely on clear direct communication where words matter most. So, high context communication. This difference can lead to misunderstanding when people from high context and low context culture interact, especially if they're unaware of these communication norms. Power distance. This concept shows how much people accept unequal power in society. High power distance cultures like Saudi Arabia and India accept strong power difference, while low power distance culture like Sweden and the US value equality and fair use of power. Power distance, understanding this difference can lead crucial in international relations, business, and even interpersonal communication, as expectation around authority and decisions making may vary widely between high-low power distance culture. Masculine and feminine. Masculine cultures such as Japan and Mexico focus on competition, success, and assertiveness. Feminine culture like Sweden and child priorities relationships, compassion and quality of life. And conflict masculine cultures may use direct win-loss strategies, while feminine cultures prefer compromise and seek win-win solution. Masculine and feminine when it comes to conflict resolution. Masculine cultures tend to adopt more direct win-loss strategies, where the goal is to defeat the opponent or assert dominance. Conversely, feminine cultures prefer a win-win approach, where the focus is on compromise and finding solutions that benefit everyone, maintaining mutual respect and harmony. The succeeding paragraphs will discover the validity of the multiculturalism and its difference. This includes individualism and collectivism, high and low context, high power and low power distance, and masculine and feminine. So, the succeeding paragraphs, masculine and feminine cultures. Masculine cultures such as Japan, Mexico emphasize competition, assertiveness, and success. This culture often value achievement and winning, particular in business and personal life. Individualism and collectivism. Individualistic cultures like the US and Germany focus on personal identity and independence with I as the main focus. Collectivist cultures found in places like Asia and Latin America emphasize group identity and harmony, with we being more important. In collectivist societies, people are expected to fit into the group, while in individualistic societies, personal growth and independence are valued. So, individualism and collectivism. While individualistic cultures emphasize independence, personal growth, and self-expression, collectivist cultures place a higher value on fitting in, maintaining social harmony, and working together for the benefit of the group. This difference shape communication styles, decision-making processes, and the way people approach both personal and professional relationships.
Sensitivity to sociocultural dimensions of communications. Effective intercultural communication. According to Padilla et al. 2016, intercultural communication requires understanding cultural norms and adapting appropriately. There are gender communication differences. Men use report talk and give direct advice, while the women prefer report talk and indirect advice. Also, there are cultural differences in nonverbal non-verbal communication. Gestures, thumbs up is offensive in Iran. Nodding varies by culture. Touch, patting heads is sacred in Asia. Germans value punctuality, but lateness is polite in Venezuela. Space, Arabs prefer close proximity. Filipino etiquette, be polite, avoid raising your voice, and use respectful language like po. Adapting to these differences fosters better global relationships. International do's and don'ts. Do's, use the local language and respectful gestures like presenting business cards with both hands in Asia. Allow personal space, especially for British and Japanese individuals. Mirror interactions and speak clearly with genuine interest. Don'ts, avoid assuming English is universal or using unclear gestures like thumbs up. Refrain from slang, acronyms, or rushing conversations. Only bow if the other person bows first. And the key skills for intercultural communication: embrace cultural differences and avoid biases. Develop adaptability and tolerance for ambiguity to improve understanding and connection.
So good day everyone. So this is my part, the progressing on intercultural communication skills. So having the desire limiting reliance or stereotypes and reducing the uncertainty level of a person's culture and better improve the ability to communicate interculturally in the proceedings. These are guidelines to help increase tolerance, handle ambiguity, and better prepare to meet challenges of communication today and tomorrow. So developing intercultural communication skill is a desire and awareness. Having the desire to communicate interculturally means being willing to interact and learn about the other cultures, to avoid the relying on stereotypes as a oversimplify and misrepresent the people, reducing the uncertainty by learning about the person. You can reduce misunderstanding, increase tolerance, and handle ambiguity better during interactions. And refrain from formulating expectations based on solely on your own cultures. It's vital that a person acknowledge the difference, accept the validity. An individual must not isolate but allow oneself to be more part of the multicultural society, becoming a better communicator. So avoid the cultural expectations. So refrain from bias, avoiding using cultural lens to form expectation about the others, and recognize the other cultures are valid and equality important. Embrace diversity, being open to participating in the multicultural environment, which can help you to develop as a communicator and foster inclusivity. And recognize how faulty education can impede understanding. An important idea is to work out how to eliminate the person biases and prejudices that might have been embedded in the system. So overcoming the educational barriers, faulty education's impact. So outdated or biased education system may embed prejudices. It's important to identify and addressing the personal biases to improve a cultural understanding. So last one is the make commitment of to develop communication skills and abilities to operate to life multicultural world. It is essential to acquainted with the rules of communication and reference to increase the effective communication encounters. So commitment to growth, life and multicultural world. Commit to learning communication skills suit for diverse settings. Understand cultural rules and reference to ensure more effective communications. So progressing intercultural communication means improving how we interact with the people from different cultures. This involves being more open, understanding, adaptable to the cultural differences. As we become a better intercultural communications, we reduce misunderstanding and build stronger connection in a both local and global setting. So example is imagine a Filipino student studying in another country. At first, the student find it hard to make friends because of the different cultures. So over the time, the student learns about the other cultures, become more confident and speaking up, and shares a Filipino tradition with the classmates. So as a result, the student become more comfortable and successful connecting with the people from different backgrounds. So Improving intercultural communication means being open, learning, adapting, and respecting others. This helps people communicate better and build stronger relationships in diverse environments.
Enabling successful intercultural communication strategies. Sender's responsibility. Clearly defines idea and purpose before communicating, considering the context and consult others as needed. Be mindful of both the content and the tone of the message. Follow up on communication and seeks to understand, not just to be understood. So for the the sender's responsibility is when sending a message, the sender should think clearly about the ideas and purpose before communicating. Second is consider the sweet situation and feel needed, ask other for advice. Third is pay attention to both the message itself and the way it is delivered, or the tone you deliver it. Follow up after communicating to ensure the message we understand. Aim to understand the others, not just to express yourself. So, receivers or listeners, responsibilities.
Follow Chinny Clayton and Tarish guidelines for active listening. Stop talking. Is the talker. Show interest. Remove distractions. Empathize. Be patient and ask questions. Embrace active listening, focusing on both verbal and nonverbal message and feelings. Active listening, advocated by the Carl Rogers and Richard Parson, helps receivers understand the full message, leading to successful communication process.
Varieties and registers of spoken and written language. Speech communities. Speech communities or linguistic communities are groups with distinctive language and social traits, either monolingual or multilingual. Hudson 1980 and Gompers 1962. These communities often overlaps, allowing bilingual or multilingual interactions. Ottenheimer defines them as groups sharing one or more language varieties and usage rules. Holmes 1997 adds that speech community shares a common language, reactions, attitude, and social bounds like profession, race, and culture. According to Robert Lee Page 1968, individuals adapt their language to resemble desired social groups based on identity, opportunity, motivation, and ability. So, here's the guideline for formal writing. Use active voice rather than passive. So for the passive is, the ball was dribbled by the basketball player. And the active is, the basketball player dribbles the ball. Avoid slang, idioms, exaggeration, and glitch. Example of slang: awesome, cool, okay. Common glitch: too much of a good thing, time is money. Avoid abbreviations and acronyms. Spell out names and terms initially.
Examples: Philippines Statistics Office, PSO. Department of Science and Technology, DOST.
Do not start sentence with and, so, but, or also. Use alternative like
Nevertheless,
additionally, or however. Write incomplete, complex sentence.
Language registers. Register. Informal register. Used in conversation settings or with close acquaintance. Example given: text, personal, email, blogs. Informal writing may include slang, abbreviation, incomplete sentence, and personal opinions. This is used when talking casually with friends or family, like in text message, personal emails, or blogs. It often includes slang, short forms, incomplete sentence, and personal opinions. Natural register. Non-emotional and factual, suitable for technical writing and reviews. It remains impartial and factual, delivering information plainly without emotional influence. So, natural register, this is used for writing that is calm and factual. Like in technical documents or reviews, it doesn't show emotion or personal opinions, and it focuses on giving clear information. And for formal register, reserved for professional or formal communication where slang, abbreviation, and informal tone are avoided. Because formal register, this is used for professional or official communication, like in business emails, report, or speeches. It avoids slangs and abbreviation language using polite and serious tone. So, that's all.
That's all,
And
everyone.
thank you for listening our report.
topic.
That's